Hi, it's Kelsey from Junk No Magic. It's Throwback Thursday, and I have last week's magazine, Altered Arts Magazine, May-June 2006 issue. I flipped through this last week just to introduce lots of different activities, and then I wanted to choose one to do myself. I chose the doll. Now, I am not making anything this elaborate. Yes, it's gorgeous. I would love to do that. I am not going to go and buy a million items at various craft stores so I can make this, because I will want it to look just like this. I am going to do a twist on this particular project and create a doll that someone's asked me about. It's a traditional African rag doll. I learned to make these in the mid-90s on the Carol Duvall show. She had the cutest little African-American lady come on there. This lady, and I believe she was wearing an traditional African outfit. I may be wrong. I may just be misremembering. But she would go in there. She was in a city somewhere, I want to say Chicago, and she would go out behind fabric warehouses or distributors or something, and they would have big dumpsters full of fabrics, and she would go through and pick out all sorts of things. She would pick out things I would never choose, like knits and stuff. So she would take a water bottle, lid please, you want your lid, and some sort of filling that kind of weights the bottle down, and it gives you that rain stick effect. That's that musical instrument sort of thing that makes a rain sound. And she would use this to create a doll with fabrics, fibers, and she used dryer lint for stuffing. I am not going to worry about dryer lint this time. I used to always use dryer lint. This is just some stuffing from some other project. I had to find my yarn. Usually these dolls have black fabric for the heads and arms, and they have black yarn to place the arms and the head on the body. I have brown yarn. This is the closest I could get to black fabric, and I started thinking, that little white paisley print might be interesting on the doll. So I'm not really worried about that, but the black and brown don't match so well. I thought maybe the yellow, maybe I could get away with some yellow, and this one's kind of fuzzy and fun. And I thought if she was wearing a traditional outfit like I'm going to create, maybe she would have an under t-shirt, maybe one with sleeves, and this could play as the sleeve. You'll see what I mean when I get it done. And I have some yellows here that I thought would work okay. This is not what I would normally use. I just have a closet full of fabrics and 2 tubs in the garage. I don't even know where to look for them in the garage. My husband put them somewhere. So, yeah, those are pretty big tubs. So, I went into my closet and I thought, well, this is pretty. It's got some nice colors and it's kind of loud. And on this small form, it will be loud too. So I like that. And then this one has some palm trees. I didn't choose it for the palm trees. I just chose it because I thought if I have to use this yellow yarn, that would be nice. It kind of goes together. So it would look like she had some sort of top she put together, which is fine. I would rather them look like sensible outfits than just any old thing thrown together. So you need some fabrics for the outfit. You need some black for the arms and the head. And this thing, just think the size of a, why can't I think of what this is called? That thing the cowboys tie around their neck, that thing, bandana. You need a bandana sized piece of fabric. So get that. And then you want some yarn. This should be enough. I don't know if this brown is enough, but I've got it just in case I change my mind and want to use brown. And it actually goes with that little burgundy flower. So, I could pull that off, but it doesn't really go well with the black. So you need that, and you need some kind of stuffing. You can run down and raid your dryer lint screen, and that might be enough. You can take the cotton balls out of an aspirin or vitamin bottle. That would work. You don't have to use actual stuffing that I got from somewhere. This was not separate that I bought all by itself. This was probably with the little doll kit because my daughter, we made little dolls for years when she was young. So, okay, I am going to get started and I'm just going to show you what I do. If I have to explain something, I'll just type it on the screen, and if it moves too fast, you didn't get to read it all, you can always scroll back and watch it again. Okay, real quick. It is really fussy when you start. You have to really play with holding everything in place and getting it going. It's easier to tie your yarn around the fabric. I cut slits up the sides just so I could get the fabric in position and create arms. One arm is slightly longer than the other, so I'm just going to trim this little bit off here. There. It's not so bad. And this one's kind of bulky, so maybe I'll give him a little haircut. There, that's better. Now, you wrap the yarn down one arm, back up, and then you kind of go crisscross around the chest. It's better if you use a Coca-Cola shaped water bottle. I didn't have one. This gal's like a stovepipe. So it's better to have the hourglass shape so you can get a chest up here and wrap your yarn. But basically it's the same thing. You just have to fuss with keeping everything in place while you wrap the yarn around. And I had this much yarn left over. So I think I'm going to play with giving her some clothes just to show you how much you'll need. Hang on a minute. Okay, so you unfold your fabric and you want a piece large enough to go up on each side. It's like wrapping a gift. Up enough to get it up to her chest, right up here. That way we can tie it on again. And then the other way we're going to play with fabric will help cover that up. And you can give yourself just a little bit extra on each side just in case, because I haven't done this in 20 some odd years. So let's not be stingy with our fabric. But I would say maybe right about here, cutting it, and then I'll show you how big this piece is. And then basically we're going to wrap the base like a gift and attach it with some more yarn. So I have a piece. It's a nice, it's almost a square. Oh, I cut a piece out. I wonder if that'll still work. Let me see. I think I'll have the face right here. And it, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for fun, okay? So yeah, that dent right there, that little indentation cut in there won't matter. You know, it's better to make it a little longer. So make sure you have enough to kind of go up high in the front and back. See, high, just enough. And all this is just playing around. It doesn't have to be perfect. So don't agonize over it being perfect. Just agonize about covering the bottle. And I wrap the extra fabric around behind there.
Inalia usiku na mchana, mababu wetu walimba hivi, mdundo wa moyo wa dunia unasikika kila mahali pote. Ilulu ninu okani, baba gansoro ninu ilu, gogwe ni yango. Àṣẹ ní agbára ayé. Drum of ages never sleeps. Ancient rhythm, the heartbeat keeps. Beat by beat, we find our way. Ancestors guide us every day.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is do a little stitching. I grabbed a needle and look, I had yellow thread. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, but it may not be quite so yellow as this. But I have some embroidery floss ready too. I'm just going to, maybe I'll turn there just a little. And I'm going to, I've already got a knot in the end. It's not big enough. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm just going to tack this down because I want it to stay in place. So all I'm doing is just fiddling with it until I get everything where I want it.
The heartbeat keeps. Beat by beat, we find our way. Ancestors guide us every day. Goma, goma. Inu, 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 inu. Drum speaks, we listen. Ancestors' hearts glisten. Oh,